Some officials in Ireland are attempting to pass a hate speech law. Now, this is coming in the wake of a lot of recent controversies. Ireland has been experiencing a lot of new arrivals, and this has recently caused a lot of tension between them and citizens, and also some citizens who are displeased with some of the policies that policymakers are implementing, if you will. So now they are looking to pass a hate speech law to make things safe for everyone. It's always all about safety, isn't it? Well, with all of these laws, almost every single one of them that I have seen, they never actually define what hate speech is. So that is concerning in and of itself. What exactly is hate speech? Who decides what that is? That leaves a lot of open room for bad actors. Also, inside of this law, you could be potentially jailed for having documents, cartoons, and memes, for merely possessing those on a device without even sending them or even intention of sending them. That's how strict these laws go. By the way, if you live in Ireland or just want more information on this, you can go freespeechireland.ie/take action and go and get more information. The reason I bring this up is because it's news and I find it really interesting. But also, another reason I bring this up is because similar bills have been introduced all over Western culture. Also, in the US, we've had similar bills like this be introduced in the US. We've had discussions of hate speech. We already know this is happening on college campuses. And one of the biggest concerns about this is, number one, I've already said it, who decides what hate speech is? And what happens if your political opponents all of a sudden get in office and now they get to decide what hate speech is? You see, the definition is very loose, which relieves a lot of room for bad actors that may not have the best intentions. Other issues with this are, if you don't have freedom of speech, this stifles debate on really important issues. This stifles political debates, what political campaigns can do, what big social issues really need to be discussed and really need to be debated with great nuance. It kind of slashes all of that. It silences opposition. And there's a reason in the United States that freedom of speech is the very first amendment. Number one, freedom of speech is our very first right. That is because it is essential for democracy. You have to be able to debate ideas, to be able to debate policy ideas, religion, all kinds of things like that. You have to be able to do that, and you have to be able to do it with nuance, and sometimes you have to have some uncomfortable conversations, and sometimes that might result in some feelings getting hurt, but that is just life. And the thing is, I go back to the original question. What is hate speech? Because even though we have freedom of speech, we have a First Amendment, which makes us unique to everywhere else on the planet, we do have restrictions on speech. Obviously, you can't yell fire in a crowded movie theater. Obviously, you can't threaten violence on anyone, and there's obviously restrictions. So if we already have those safety restrictions within our speech, why would we need any other additional censorship of hate speech? Why would it be for anything other than silencing an opposition? It also ruins artistic, creative, musical expression. You have to feel free in order to express yourself. I remember my very first improv class. I was taught by a lot of guys who studied in Chicago. This was when I was living in Denver, and we would do these exercises. And with these exercises, we had to just go with the very first thing that came in our mind. However inappropriate or weird or gross, we just had to blurt it out. And that was our teacher teaching us not to be weird and inappropriate, but he was giving a safe place and teaching us to trust our instincts and to go with our natural creative expression. When you're constantly having to censor yourself and watch what you're saying and worrying that you're not offending anyone, it stifles that and it makes it dry and bland, and it actually causes a lot of anxiety. So hopefully this bill doesn't pass, but what's really concerning to me is I'm seeing kind of a trend. I'm sure you've seen the same thing, especially the last few years, that if there's a very unpopular policy decision that the majority of people don't like or a big group of people don't like, instead of actually taking those concerns seriously and looking at our policies and doing what the people want to do, we're just going to stifle this speech so that they can't criticize us. It's the same with taxes. We're going to make all of these horrible policy decisions. We're going to take your tax dollars and just waste them, just throw them out the wind. And then when we run out of money because we mismanaged it, we're going to up your taxes. And that's how we're going to fix things. Let's reverse that course of action. Anyway, have a good day. Bye.